I don't know how I'm gonna structure this video, but essentially I've been out today, first time in a while, and I've just got back, and the anxiety is unbelievable at present. I can't deal with anxiety at all. If anxiety and depression are two opposites, I really do view anxiety as unnatural. I'm struggling with sensations again, and I've been holding my breath because I've been out and about trying to push myself because I've got nothing else to live for. I feel sick because what happens is I think because when I go into the anxiety state, I disconnect from my body and my emotions, and in the depression, I know how to breathe. I can live in the depression, and I know how bad things are in the depression, and I have to stay positive. But in the anxiety, because it's unnatural, the want is to behave in an uncontrolled way to the depression. So what I'm trying to get at is, and I'm just speaking because it's horrible to even speak right now, but when the depression is there, I have to work to be appropriate for others. But because I'm connected to how bad the depression really is, I'm not lying to myself in any way, or if I am, it's negligible. But with anxiety, I see it as I don't like anxiety one bit. Not that I like depression, but the level that I interact with it with, I can have something a bit closer towards life than this sickness. So when I get placed in this anxiety, what the quickest way back is to behave as I would otherwise do if I was being totally natural with the depression. So in other words, where I'm normally censoring myself and I'm appropriate as much as can be within the depression, when I get placed in this anxiety, the logical thing to do is to behave to the depression without the censoring, because then I get back to the depression. And because it's quite dark, the depression, that's what depression is, and because the severity of my specific circumstance, the level at which I would otherwise have to behave to be natural to the depression, so I can gain sanity, is very inappropriate to others, because it's all about attacking others on an emotional level or a mental level, because that's the feelings in the depression, isn't it? I don't know where anxiety came from, but I'm sure where I see depression as natural and anxiety as sickness, it's the same, the exact opposite for others, and anxiety is a natural state, and depression is a sickness. Why switch things around? You know, if I find depression easier to cope with, and anxiety is unnatural, and others find anxiety natural and depression unnatural, why are we juggling? Why are we dancing around? Why do I have to experience the opposite? The place where I was right before the anxiety started was a suffocation to the depression, and that was me trying my best to not fight and get on with life. And then they go and put anxiety there. It's just like, it's impossible that this is a natural occurrence. It's impossible this is a natural occurrence. It's there's no way this isn't someone else doing this to me. So all the while, every time I'm experiencing these severe discomforts and unpleasantness, and I fucking hate my voice, man. Believe it or not, I don't speak on depression, on emotion. I hate speaking on emotion, unless it's absolutely appropriate. That's why I guess I can handle the depression. But right now, with the anxiety, I just want to attack someone. I want to rip someone to bits. I want to hurt them on an emotional level, like I've been hurt. I don't care who it is. I feel so betrayed by life that and there's no hope for anything positive. So it's like I resort to the only option is to resort to attacking someone. I don't know what I'd get out of it. I can't, my brain is shut down from the anxiety to work out what I would get from attacking another individual. It's just not my character. But right now, I think what it is, because I can see so clearly that it's It's another individual that's doing this to me. And I can't believe that. No, if in everything that I've come to understand, I label it as a spiritual initiation. It's as I said before, you're all aware of what's going on, but for some reason I'm overlooked in being able to be communicated to what's going on, and I'm left alone to experience it in ignorance. So in that, and looking at that situation and believing ultimately there's however hard it is to believe that there's still some good in others when it's impossible almost to see. I come to the logical conclusion that if I attack another, it goes against what this is all for. And that's what I've just worked out, why I want to attack other people right now. I feel very betrayed by spirituality, by life, by you all. And if you really don't know, then you're not included. You're going to make that decision. I'm not going to take it any further than making the statement of where my mind's at. I'm not going to act upon it. So I'll leave it up to every individual out there to make their own decision if they're aware or not, and if they are, what that means, and if they're not, I've got no problem with you. I don't want to attack you in any way. I apologise for... I can't apologise, I'm sorry. Oh, the sickness is holding it in is turning into a sickness. I feel sick that I can't express and rip someone to bits right now. If there's anybody out there that would just take me hurling verbal abuse at them, probably the worst they've ever heard, and would like to offer me the chance for therapy in that, please let me know. But coming back to my statement before, trying my absolute best to see life accurately, impartially as possible. I can't believe that anxiety is truly a natural state for any human being on this planet that looks at the world in a balanced and coherent way. The world is depressing. Possibly my life a lot more than most people, but if you're honest about life and being alive and truly living, it's depressing. How can we live our life? I can't even get into it. I just feel so sick. It's coming from my sexual centre again. I'm being raped again. That's what all of the anxiety comes down to. Someone's in my fucking sexual centre and I'm going bananas. It's not a fucking euphemism. I don't do euphemisms, especially when I'm being fucking raped. So if that popped into your head, you're obviously not really relating There it is again, me wanting to attack. But it's the situations, you see. I'm pretty sure there would have been people out there that had that thought. And I can't believe my life, man. I can't believe the fact that it's a natural response that I just laughed after my statement just then. This is why I'm feeling sick. An external consciousness. The tests are over. The tests are over. There are no more tests. This is just like when you beat someone this much, you can't expect them to be running through tests. It's just a pure sickness on the other individual's part. I don't have to suffer. I'm sorry if somehow you've all accepted that we have to suffer as a fucking species. But I refuse to accept that. I've given my absolute fucking all in this life. It's not been perfect. I've made lots of mistakes and I still make mistakes. It's got to the point where I'm just... I have allowed myself to become predictable. I've allowed myself to become controllable. Because only if I do that, can I be honest and say, it's not me. I'm sorry, my stomach is being ripped to shit. I feel sick, man. It's been ripped to shit because I can't believe I'm being molested on an energetic fucking level. And somehow that's okay. Somehow there isn't enough love out there that whoever's aware can't express to me and guide me accurately to be able to navigate through this. But that's a reminder about where I'm at. I just need to express enough to get enough of this anxiety off my chest so I can go back to the suffocation again. And even that's not okay, but that's the last recognisable place as where my mental health has managed to get me to accept an unnatural level of suffering. I want to end this video call. Video. I just feel sick, man. I feel sick. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do. I don't know how to. I'm broken. I'm literally broken as a human. All I can state is the truth, and that is that I feel sick. I feel sick because if I don't, I feel like I need to attack. So I experienced something very unpleasant earlier as well, and it's been there throughout the years, and I think you're all aware. I don't know how much you partake, and that is like a mental argument, a telepathic argument. And this video is going. This is what I mean. It's like I'm looking at the time, and I want to keep them short. And I've got this massive pressure on me right now, an unnatural massive pressure, external unnatural massive pressure saying, look at the time, look at the time, look at the time, look at the time, end the video, end the video. I don't care. One of the hardest things about my mental health is that I can see with certainty that it's an external consciousness doing this to me. If it was by chance, even if it was just my circumstance and bad luck, I'd have to accept this all, and it would be a million times easier. So earlier on, I was having ideas about trying to resolve some outstanding matters that have been put on me unfairly, but nonetheless they're there, and they keep my mind and I can't do it. I've got my dad in my fucking ear constantly with sex, making grunting fucking noises. How can I deal with that as a fucking human being? My dead fucking dad is in my ear making sexual fucking noises. And on top of that, my mental health has stopped me from using earplugs. I'm autistic, and it would help a million times to get my dad out of my fucking ear with sexual fucking grunts. But I can't use them at present. And my ears are wired to sex now. Sexual sensations, when I hear noises, this is what autism probably is. But no one's fucking been able to voice it. And I can't use earplugs. That's the biggest fucking annoyance right now in my life, that I can't use earplugs. Can you believe something so simple? I don't know how this consciousness has managed to do it. It's almost, I don't know if it's a suffocation or when I put them in, I think it's like it antagonizes me with the sexual noises even more. Even though if I sat through it, which I can't, the earplugs would make them go away. So it's a very sick consciousness that's doing this to me. And as much as I say it's my dad, I don't know where I was going with that. It's almost like an external consciousness wanted me to say something different. It can only be what David Icke has labelled, and that is reptilian control of our sexual energies as a human fucking species. That's the only bit of information that I've come across that explains why I should be experiencing this. We're a slave race, sexually, to reptilian overlords. And you're all too petrified to state anything. Because if you do, you become... You get what I get. And you'd rather shut up. Because how can you possibly speak out when I'm putting out videos and I look like this and I sound like this and I'm saying what I'm saying? And I'm telling you all how fucking horrible it is. It's impossible. I couldn't do it. I need to scream, man. And I've got society needing to evict me because I make too much fucking noise. Fucking CBT. And that's the other thing, cognitive behavioural therapy. I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry because I know it helps a lot of people. But it's pretty much ruined my life. It's like a CBT. It's like somehow a mental circle trap, and it keeps you going round and round in a circle until you either break or you break CBT. And I broke it last year. Somehow I broke CBT. I'm pretty sure on a spiritual level I broke CBT. But it's come back and I don't have the fucking energy to break it again. Not through conscious will. If me suffering and just stating the fucking truth will break it again, then it might happen, but I'm not fucking putting energy that way. CBT jumped on mindfulness. CBT and mindfulness are very much linked. It's a sickness. I'm pretty sure CBT isn't truly healing. Anyway, these are just... I don't care if I speak for an hour. I need to speak through this because it's just too fucking unpleasant. Maybe some of you will get little of information here and there. Otherwise, YouTube gets an hour-long video to encode, and that's the end of it. And I've expressed, and at least I've got something out of it. So CBT, the work of the devil. Your silence is understandable. I'm suffering your silence nonetheless. Your silence and my suffering are caused by reptilian fucking overlords fucking with our energy fucking system. Spirituality's gone to shit because the world's so fucking ill. The level that spirituality has to work on is a sickness in itself. So what spirituality could give and should give humanity is hidden under a sickness of its own. What else can I speak to Facebook? So my speaking about Facebook corporation, the argument is, it's They're not good corporations, but we've got humans working for them, and that's what counts. Because as long as humans are working for them, we can guide them, we can control them. Sure, we can control them as much as the system they operate within. We can control them and guide them and do good within them. Ethos of the people in control. Because how can anyone claim they've got any ounce of control within a corporation, and they're too shit scared to let me suffer like this and not communicate to me directly? Anything that would ease my circumstance, which I'm almost certain most of you are able to. But hey, as I said, I'll leave that up to you. Speaking, voicing, expressing, getting this bullshit. It is bullshit at the end of the day. I mean, I'm speaking to a fucking algorithm. I expect nothing to come of this. Complaining goes against my very nature, as much as I'm fucking excellent at it. Because I am aware of how limiting and how much I'm influencing you all in a negative way. It's just I've had to break a million times as a human being to realise, what the fuck am I holding on to, trying to make your lives easier for, when I'm suffering untold, I can't think of the right word, horrors, just to prolong and get the conversation moving. Horrors, it's not the right word, but untold horrors as a result of your silence. I'm not going to do it anymore. That's what. So here I am complaining. Let's try complaining. It goes against the way I used to look at life, but the way I used to look at life wasn't working on a very basic level. So here I am complaining. Let's give it a go. I've tin foil hatter. What was I just saying? I've totally forgot. If you can just remind me, put me back on track, and I can carry on with the rants for you all. So yes, I was saying, giving Facebook algorithms a bollocking, because nobody else besides this guy. I'm not really sure who you are. You've got an alias as a name. I'm sorry if I don't recognise that, but I was complaining to Facebook and YouTube computers, because I don't really want to put this on anybody. I know it's not good to hear. Once I get the anxiety off my life and the sexual sensations begin to become a bit more manageable, that I've got something shoved up my arse. I've not literally got something else shoved up my arse, but on an energetic level, that's what it fucking feels like. So it becomes manageable, and just the build up of anxiety of the day of me having to interact with people and go about life with the sensation I've got something shoved up my arse. Anxiety builds. So thank you YouTube, thank you Facebook, computers, Tinfoil Hatter. You've given me the opportunity to get the anxiety out of my system. And I can accept that I've got something shoved up my arse again. And being at home, it should be a bit more manageable to get on with that sensation with. And I had a realisation it would be borderline helpful to jump in the sauna and until the sensations become a bit more unpleasant again, and then I'll hopefully be calm enough to realise what I need to do thereafter. So thank you again. Yeah, no, I know that, Tinfoil Hatter. I saw this is my mind, and I'm just so fucked right now. I don't give a fucking care about anything. I mean, if someone tops me off because I highlight the wrong information, then please do. I'm begging you. But yeah, no, it looks like there was a nuclear attack in Iran a few weeks back. Yeah, exactly. Who else in the fucking world goes on fucking YouTube and states that? Nobody. Even the fucking people on TV, when asked fucking directly what the fuck happened, will create a fucking lie. Yeah, no, it looks like it's just going to come out. I was going to hold on until I was sure on what was going on and how it all links in, but hey, it's coming out now. Yeah, no, apparently Iranian nuclear facilities were attacked, and it looks like it was done by Mr. Trump in honor of Israel, to get their support for the upcoming election. So I wonder who's going to win that upcoming election in America. It's a bit of a joke, isn't it? When I don't do politics, but the information came to me, and I felt so sickened by it because it's ironic, the timing, that a nuclear facility should blow up, then the lockdown stops worldwide, pretty much. Days after, literally. Is it any wonder why people are stating this is a Cold War time? Is it any wonder why Iran goes against the guidelines when their population is suffering more than most with supposed coronavirus symptoms? They state, don't stay at home, go to work. We need the economy to be in shape. It's just like these few bits of information all just say coronavirus, lockdown bollocks. Or at least Mr. Trump is so fucking arrogant that he wishes... Yeah, I'm a bit emotional about this. That he would rather fuck the entire world, Mr. Trump, fuck the entire world, because as soon as he... I'm going to say it how I say it, and I'll probably get people knocking on my door, and God knows what repercussions for stating this. But he'll get... He was prepared to fuck the entire world to get another 4 years in power. Because chances are, what's more serious than the fucking coronavirus is nuclear fucking radiation being sprayed around the world. And the way to deal with the radiation is to do the exact opposite of what's necessary for the coronavirus. So, it's like, what are we all doing keeping quiet? What was I prepared to do to keep quiet? I was prepared to try and just piece together a few bits more information to get something a bit more succinct. But, hey, I've... that's what my mental health does when it creates a sensation that I've got something shoved up my ass. I've gone mad. I've gone mad through how much pressure I've got, how much care I have for humanity, because individually you're all fucked through your silence, but as a collective species, I've got so much fucking care. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. Sauna time. If these videos should stop abruptly, I've had a visit. So anyway, it's not good to be putting out information like this. As I said, I don't do politics. It's not good for the mind. It's just it's a bit beyond politics when it's affecting such a serious situation as going against the guidelines for the coronavirus. And hey, yeah, I should be able to get on with my day until I get a knock from special from Secret Services asking me what I'm doing, speaking out about this sort of stuff. The pressures, man. These are genuine pressures on my mind. Anyway, I've gone mad within my madness, and I don't know how to stop speaking. Right, this is how long is it going to take to try and figure out how to stop speaking? Hey, anyway, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The only thing I hope out of all of the bollocks that I've actually stated over the past few weeks is that the BBC picks up on what my fucking complaint to them and does something in way of putting some accurate information out there on the coronavirus, because I am very fucking concerned about these refugee camps and favelas in South America and the conflicting information and guidance we have. We all really deserve to drop dead in our silence and the way we live our lives. How can people so afraid of their lives, looking for life, come into the place where all the money is on the planet, Europe, all right, America, but how they can get across? And instead of getting help, because they're a human being just like us, they look just like us, they have 2 arms, 2 legs, a head and a body, and they get stuck in camps. that you wouldn't have a pig live in. So I hope my complaint to the BBC gets picked up. That's my only wish. And some equality from the news gets put out there, and some concern gets raised for them, so they stand a fighting chance to deal with this. This virus. Anyway, anxiety drives me crazy. Anyway, I'm really I'm doing my best to press end. I'm doing my absolute best.